Hello and welcome everybody to what is a brief pep-up video I have for you. It's winter wonderland here in eastern Austria. Beautiful. Just taking you for a quick walk and just want to tell you a story. I just got a message from Sebastian on Instagram. And I don't know much about Sebastian, but I know that he's got to be ambitious, otherwise he wouldn't have contacted me and said, hey, I got a mental blockade. I just come back from an injury. And I just, can't do the 30-minute sessions. It's just, more than my mind can bear. And I asked him, hey, what's his training structure? And he didn't know what to answer. You hear that? Some roosters and some chicken. They got something to say as well. That's countryside. You got to restructure your training. Before you had your injury, before you took a break, you probably were able to do, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 60 minutes at a certain steady state level. And now you can't do it anymore. So first of all, it feels like, I'm so weak, I lost everything, and life just sucks. I know what it feels like, precisely. And probably for everybody watching this, you can anticipate what it was like. The point is, now you got to play the game a bit differently. The cool thing before was not to do 60 minutes at 220 watts. The cool thing was that you were able to handle the challenge. So you could do it. And right now you can't. You can't do the same thing. So this is what feels bad because you feel like you lost something. Now, it's not important that you start off with 220 watts. Actually, it is important that you don't start off with 220 watts. Just, taking that number as your steady state level. What is more important is to restructure your training into bites you can actually eat. So you want to start off with, let's say, if 30 minutes at 220 watts was what you were able to do before, you start off with 10 minutes at 180 watts and then 10 minutes at 190 watts. Then you take a break of 10 minutes where you just do an easy bike session on the erg bike, and then you come back on the bike rower, on the erg, whatever you have, and do another 10 minutes of 190 watts and another 10 minutes of 200 watts. So this is how I would structure the training for athletes to do a comeback. But, probably you want to do a bit longer sessions. So you want to do 30 minutes, then take 10 minutes or 20 on the bike, and another 20 minutes on the bike rower on the erg. And that giving you 10 minutes, change every 10 minutes is important. It's something you can look forward to. I know, erg can be dreadful, but everything can be boring. I mean, you just got to structure it. And what makes it so difficult is that you feel like it's boring and it doesn't get me anywhere. And that huge question mark, will it get me anywhere? Will I come back? That makes your body weak. Mind and body go hand in hand. They play together. So what you got to do is just set yourself a training only challenge. So a challenge to say, okay, my goal today is to have net 60 minutes on the bike rower off steady state. Again, point A, structure your training. If 220 watts is your standard rate and you have done what I've suggested you do just before for a week or two, then I would do the next step and say, okay, 10 minutes at 190 watts, 10 minutes at 200 watts, 10 minutes at 210 watts. Go on the bike, relieve your back, especially if you do standard erg training, which is not healthy. And then you do 10 minutes of rec bike, and then you go back on the biro, on the erg, and you do 10 minutes of 200 watts, 10 minutes of 220 watts, 10 minutes of 210. So you basically play around. If you did 30 minutes, 220 watts, to say my body's got to handle that challenge, it won't. It just doesn't. And even if it did, it's probably going to break you. And this is one of the reasons why athletes I coach propel much quicker in endurance levels than others, because we do a structure. Now, this is not a big secret. It's something I think that was done in Eastern Germany before, and I think it's done with many different nations today as well. This is the basic. This is one of the fundamental basics to follow in endurance training, not just in rowing. You want to do this with running, cross-country skiing, with anything you do. Because if you only do one steady-state level, your body's going to economize to one thing, and if it's too hard, you're just going to die off and give up and feel like a loser. So the other effect is, by being able to handle these challenges of 10-minute bites, you feel like, oh, I just completed a cool session. I completed what I set out to do. That makes you feel stronger, because it's an affirmation. You don't have to tell yourself I'm the best. No, you just fulfill whatever you set out to do. But you set out to do something that was feasible and healthy and beneficial to your future. Now, in the long run, probably endurance session is going to look like 200 watts, 210, 220, 230, back to the bike, then again 230, 220, 210. This is how you get better. But again, this is something I'm going to talk about in a webinar, a seminar on training planning, and that's a different story. Just a brief side note, generally something I would do for a comeback is quite a bit of weight training. Not necessarily to build up muscles, but to make the joints stronger. Joints, ligaments, tendons, which is something that is strengthened much more than muscles by strength training. So this is really what I suggest to do. So personal comeback is always something that involves much more coaching effort and thoughts than just something that's already going well. That's generally the thing about coaching and training planning. Writing a training plan is easy, because what if something doesn't go well? What if an athlete develops a bit differently than you would expect it? This is precisely when you need experience and somebody who's able to anticipate how you're doing and who has experience to build up people individually, not by just writing a training plan and say you gotta work in accordance, otherwise you're not talented. So, general advice: careful strength training, mobilization training, a lot of asymmetric core stability training, and structured endurance training. And remember, a comeback is always a mind to body game. It's both. It's not just body. It's mind and body. Goes hand in hand. So you got to make sure that you prepare your body in a way that your mind is actually becoming stronger.